Let's continue on chapter 5, probability distribution. In this session, we're going to consider important characteristics of the binomial distribution, including center, variation, distribution. And given a particular binomial probability distribution, you can find its mean, variance, and then standard deviation. And then we're going to emphasize on how to interpret those values and understand those values. So this is a binomial distribution formulas for the mean. The mean equal to n is the sample size, a number of fixed sample size or number of fixed trials, times p, probability of success, and variance equal to sigma square equal to n times p times q. Q is probability of failure in one of the n trials. Standard deviation sigma equal to square root of npq. Okay. One more time to keep note of those three important symbols: n, number of fixed trials, sample size, probability of success, that's p, probability of failure, q. Now let's take a look at the range rule of thumbs. We use it in the previous lecture videos. So maximum usual value is population mean mu plus 2 standard deviation. Minimum usual value equals population mean minus 2 standard deviation. And any value above the maximum usual value, above maximum usual value or below the minimum usual value is what we call an unusual value. Or below the minimum usual value that is unusual value. Okay. Now let's take a look at these things. McDonald has a 95% recognition rate. Okay, this is P, probability of success. So P equal 95%, which is 0.95. So then we know Q must be 1 minus P. Probability of failure is complement. So 1 minus 0.95 becomes 0.05. A special focus group consists of 12 randomly selected adults. So this is sample size, number of fixed trials 12. Find the mean and standard deviation. The mean mu equal to n times p. We know n, we know p. So 12 times 0.95. So what that is. Turned out to be 11.4. And then this variance, sigma squared is equal to n times p times q. So 12 times 0.95 times 0.05. That turned out to be 0.57. Now if you know the variance, we know the standard deviation. Standard deviation is the square root of npq. So square root of 0.57, and that's approximately 0.75. Okay, we run it through decimal place. Now we know the mean measures center, and standard deviation measures the variation. So this one measures center, this one measures variation. So now use range rule of thumb, find the maximum usual value of people who recognize McDonald's. Again, mu equal to 11.4, sigma equal 0.75. Okay, so now the maximum user value equal to mean plus 2 standard deviation. So it's 11.4 adding 2 times 0.75. Turn out to be 12.9. Okay, the minimum user value. It's equal to mu population mean minus 2 standard deviation. 11.4 minus 2 times 0.75. Turn out to be 9.9. Okay, so as you can see, the 12 people, particular group of 12 people, you see it's between 12 is greater than 9.9, less than 12.9. So it means this is usual value. This is a range for usual value. Okay, so this is usual value. That means it's that 12 people recognize the brand name McDonald's will be usual, not be unusual. Same thing.